What's up, Mouth Pagers? Wow, it has been about a week since I've been here. Sorry, I was doing a lot of traveling last week. Okay. How's everyone doing? Wow, is it already Monday, November 5th? Wow. Like I said, it's been a long time, so I apologize for me not being here. I got a couple calls today from people going, hey, you going live tonight? We've been missing you. We've been so down on the dumps. We really need some inspiration. So I am back. Give me a second. All right, I am back. Here we go, Mouth Pagers. It is that time again. Let's do a sound check. Testing. All right. See what happens when you take a little vacation. People really miss you. That's what it's all about. Want to know who misses me and who doesn't. I love you all so much. Well, let's kick it off. I am Rabbi Yak, located outside of San Francisco in Santa Rosa. We're an online Jewish synagogue, and we are an online spiritual community every Monday through Thursday. We do our live weeknight motivations at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. And every Friday is our Shabbat to go service. So check us out. Welcome, Mouth Pagers. Shalom, shalom, and happy Monday, Yom Shani. We're ready to rock. We're ready to roll. Here we go. If you're new to our community, thank you so much. If you're not new to our community, you've been watching us for a long time, thank you so much. We have been going live now for 97 weeks. 97 weeks. And we are now over 163,000 diehard Mouth Pagers loving us and liking us and following us on Facebook. Wow. That is awesome. Awesome. That is awesome. I'll say that again. That is awesome. So thank you all so much. This is crazy. We're so close to getting 200,000 people. I know we can do it. So let's continue to keep spreading the message. Let's do the Modani. Modani lefanecha melcha v'kam shechazarta b'nishmati b'chol mara rabbana taka. I give thanks to you, living and enduring sovereign, for returning me to my soul in compassion. Great is your faithfulness. All right. So tonight, Halloween is over. Now we're going to do Thanksgiving time. It's Thanksgiving week or month. Thanksgiving month. So give thanks month, right? So who do we give thanks to? But what are we going to talk about tonight? There's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. You turn on the TV and it's just crazy of all the things going on, right? But since we've been gone a whole week, let me kind of slowly get into what I'm going to say. So let's dissect the little Bible verses. So we're giving thanks, right? Jeremiah 29:11. I love this verse. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Let's look into this again. Here are the plans I have for you, the Lord says. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. So lately, I'm starting to see more and more people separate from God. Now, there are going to be some people, like with the horrible shooting that happened in Pittsburgh at the Jewish synagogue, a lot of Jews started to bond together. But why does it have to take a tragedy such as this to say thanks to God and to come together? Why do we have to do this? Why does something bad like this have to happen in order for us to do this? Now, we could sit there and say, well, Rabbi Yak, you're not being sensitive. On the contrary, I am being sensitive. I'm being sensitive in the fact that we need to come together always. We need to get closer together always, because the closer we are, the better we will be. I saw this saying the other day on the internet, and regardless of what side or what this, doesn't matter. The saying was awesome. The saying was awesome. We go one, we go all. We go one, we go all. Man, how truth is that? We need to stick together. We need to go as one. We need to come together as all. We do. Because we're not doing that enough. Why are we not doing that enough? And if you say, well, but we're not, but we are, really? Just turn on the TV, just walk outside. Go to the grocery store, my favorite place. Go to the store. Do we really go as one? Do we really go as all? No. You walk into the grocery store where I live, you come in alone, and you'd be lucky to run out of there alone. It is rough. It's like a flippin' fight club in there. It's disgusting how we treat one another. We have got to be thanking each other, thanking God, and getting closer to God. Because I see that we are further away from God than we've been, at least since I've been alive. And we need to nip that in the bud. Prove and point. I see all these people talking about God and trying to disprove God with evolution theories and theories of science and all this other stuff. Proof is in the pudding. Less God, more violence. More God, less violence. Huh. Where are those studies? Where are those statistics? And I'm sure you can go to Google and you can figure, people can, the hackers can tweak their numbers their way. I don't need to go to a computer. I don't need somebody to show me it in math. I am an on-the-job training type of person. I just need to go out and physically see it for myself. And I can say something is seriously wrong. So when we're saying this is Thanksgiving, are we really saying it, or are we just so excited to get to the one day so we can eat as much as we want, and then on Friday morning we beat the heck out of each other on Black Friday? Because if that's what we're thinking Thanksgiving is all about, then think again. We're still not coming together. We go one, we go all. We go one, we go all. That's so true. We need to go as one, and we need to come together as all. That is so amazing. I just love that saying. I didn't make it, but I love it. I love that saying. We go one, we go all. We have to do better, and we have to try to do better. And again, if we're still doubting, and we're still wanting to go on the search engines or the internet and do your math and your research, great. Go on the road, jump on the freeway, and see how many people just cut you off without signaling. To me, what does that mean? You don't care about me. All you care about is you. That's what I see. You're trying to get over, they see your signal on, and they scooch up to not let you in. What do I see? We don't go one, we don't go all. All I see is we go for me. That's what I see. I see selfishness. And then when tragedy does hit the TV, what do we say? Oh, wait, whoa, back that up. Why? Why do we say it like that? Why can't we care every day? Why do we have to wait for something horrible to happen? See, I've been gone a whole week, and this whole week I've been trying to figure out ways to communicate and to get this time, this holiday season, into a different perspective. And I know that we have become so sensitive and so touchy. Case in point, I saw this today. Someone that I went to the office, person walked by, saw another person, picture of a person on the computer, and they looked and they says, "Oh, is that so-and-so?" Now, I looked at this person, and the person was adjusting their glasses. You could tell they had a heck of a time seeing the screen anyway. And right away, the person's computer screen, that the other person, I'm confusing everybody. So the person who was sitting at the computer looked at the person who made the comment and said, "Well, that is a racist comment." And as I'm walking by, I turn around and I'm like, what? I'm confused. And the other person just stood there like a deer in the headlights. So I'm like, well, what was the comment that was so racist? Well, look, he said that person looks like that person. So I asked the person, I says, did that person look like that person? Yeah. I said, how is that racist? Well, it is. How? I says, how is that racist? Because what I told her, I said, do you know that saying that word is like saying the MF word to someone? Or telling them to go get blah, blah, blah to someone. It is not just a word we throw around. We say on commercials, diamonds are forever. Diamonds are like supposed to be like amazing, right? Diamonds are for, or not for everyone. Diamonds are for this person or that person. Diamonds are for the people you love, right? During Christmas time, they always promote like expensive jewelry and diamonds, right? They're supposed to be pure. They're supposed to be unique. You say the word diamonds or love, it's supposed to be special. We are using these words, racist, as a way to insult another human being. Let's let that sink in for a second. We are saying that we're loving to one another. We're saying that we don't lie to one another. But we are turning into bullies on everything that we say that we don't want to be. Fellow Jews, we say the same thing. We've had nothing but history of violence against our people. History of violence. And yet, we're still seeing the same things that happened yesterday, and I mean many years ago, but yesterday because it actually happened in the past today, or however you want to call it. And I'm starting to see more and more of these types of behaviors that happened years ago to us are happening to one another. Jews become so sensitive after the Holocaust, and every right to be, of course. But we're so sensitive, we became so sensitive that anytime we see anything that has to do with hatred, we start to freak out, right? Because we have PTSD. We were high anxiety. We were freaking out over everything that happened to us in our people. So of course, when people say something about Jews or something, you're like, hey, you don't have the right to say that because you don't know nothing about us. So we take offense to it. But in time, we've learned to grow. We've learned to evolve. We've learned how to get thick skin. If someone wants to make fun of us, then make fun of us. But we know better. We know how to protect our own. We know how to be there for each other. And we also know how to help another person too. We have to show this. God gave his people this inheritance. The Bible, the Tanakh, the Torah, the Shabbat, the Sabbath. He gave us this inheritance. He wanted us to be able to help other people. If we're sitting in our house, if we're sitting in our cars and we're just looking down, who are we helping? Who are we helping? Or are we part of the problem also? So when we think about giving thanks, who are we giving thanks to? Think about that. Who are we really giving thanks to? Are we giving thanks to ourselves, or are we giving thanks to God for the life that God has given us? We've got to start going back to that. We have got to start being loving. I remember when I was a kid, I used to drive with my dad down in our town. We'd be driving and some person just waved. My dad waved back, and I looked at my dad and I says, who is that? He goes, I don't know. Somebody waved to me out of kindness and respect. Wow. I don't know about all y'all, but I don't see that anymore here. I do see a lot of waving, but with one finger. I don't see a lot of, hey, how are you? Man, nobody wants to be smiling. So that brings me back to God again. We need to start putting God back into our lives to start seeing that cheerful behavior that we once had. It's great that we turn on the TV. It's great when I go in the airport and I see the news. I look at two things when I look for the news. What time does it say on the TV to make sure it's synced with my thing? And what does the weather look like? Because our news has become very, 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 very sad. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, here we go. But seriously, it's become like a reality TV drama show. Report the news and let's be done with it. Why do I have to turn on the TV and watch 24 hours of the news? Oh my golly. It's become to a point where, okay, fine. You want to report it? Great. But guess what? To me, it's entertainment. That's about it. You want to report the weather and tell me if it's going to rain. You want to give me some current events of what's going on. That's great. But I don't need to watch 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of the same stuff. When a football coach gets fired, put it in. It's done. He got fired. Or she got fired. Regardless, it's done. I don't need to hear about it for 25 days in a row. That's where we have to do a better job in saying, okay, great, we heard it. We need to start focusing on what's important. On Sundays, are we going to church? On Saturdays, are we going to church or shul? On Friday nights, are we going to church or shul? If we say no, what are we doing? What are we doing that we can't give an hour a week to God? Are we not giving 1 hour a week to God? Why not? If we're not giving any time to God, it's easy for evil to kick us while we're down. It's easy. It's easy for evil to get to us. It's easy. So this Thanksgiving month, let's start saying thanks to God. Start telling God thank you. And start telling each other thank you. The more we help each other out, the closer we will be. We go one, we go all. We go one, we go all. I wish I would have came up with that saying because that would be my tagline, but it's not. I did not create it. We go one, we go all. I love that saying. Last part of the Bible verse I just want to say. Psalm 119, 105. Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path. Your word is a lamp for my feet. Your word directs my steps, God. See, that's what that's saying. Your word guides me in the direction that I need to go. A light on my path so I can see where I'm going. Too much evil darkens your path. Too much evil, you don't get that lamp on your feet. More God, more lamp, more God, more light. You see where I'm going. Thank you, God. Thank you all for watching tonight. Let's end with healing prayers and birthday wishes. Healing prayers. Make this very powerful. We need all the healing prayers. First of all, let's pray for America. Our country is in a rough part right now, in a rough time. We've been through a lot. We have. Over about 300 years that we became a nation, we've seen a lot of goods, bads, and indifference. Right now we're in the bads. But we need to pull back up and go back into the goods. I know we can do it. We've done it so many times before. We can't allow evil to take us over. So pray for healing for all the people in this country, God. Pray for Israel, of course, and give them peace as well. Healing prayers for John, for Christine's family, for Carrie's family, for Liza's family, for Arthur, for Ceci, for Elsie, for Jim, for Mary, for Virginia, for Scott, for Juanita, for Suzanne, for Tony, for Anthony, for Pete, for Rudy, for Lolly, for Jason, for Ralph, for Cliff, for Nora, Marlo, Marnie, Yael, Yair, Mohammed, Mordecai, Michal, Gail, Gail, Juanita, Jesus, Juan, Woody, and Virginia. And happy birthday to Sam, to Bob, to Brent, and to Johan. Yom Haledet Sameach. Hini matovu manam shevakim gemekad. How good and pleasant is it for brothers and sisters to dwell together in unity. Amen. I love you all so much. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being the best part of Mouth Page. I will see you all tomorrow night. I love you all. Amen. Oh, help others be nice.